I want to comment a little bit about some of these conspiracy theories around pyramids. And, I know Alex Jones talks about this quite a bit, the cult people that are into constructing pyramids, and they're all satanic and stuff. Well, I want to point out something a little bit more about the pyramid. It is one of the strongest structures there are. It is a very, very practical structure. The only thing that's probably wrong with it is the fact that it doesn't contain as much room. In other words, a rectangular structure is a lot more roomy than a triangular structure. But look at this pyramid house. Where does the design go back to? Basically, something like with this bridge. This bridge basically has the forces all distributed throughout it evenly. In other words, if this was in a rectangular box shape, this bridge wouldn't be able to withstand the forces that of the traffic going across it. Same as with the pyramid. The pyramid actually will deflect wind, and any weight or anything that is found on top of it, it's distributed evenly downward. It's an extremely strong structure. Now, I heard there's people into the occult and stuff like this, and there's the mystery of the pyramids of Egypt and the Great Pyramid of Giza. Now, in my personal opinion, actually it's not really so much of an opinion, and I'm not much into this alien spaceship garbage and all this type of stuff. I almost figure that people did not build some of these structures that are found in antiquity. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza is probably somewhere between 12,000 and 13,500 years old, because in Giza, the three pyramids actually line up with the constellation Orion in 13,000 BC. And there's a couple other things out there. I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but we don't even have the equipment today to build that stuff, and we can even build it that accurate. So I don't even think people built it. Now, whether there's people into the occult with these pyramids, who cares? It's a superstition. That's the way I look at it. If somebody worships a rock, go for it. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And actually, it's the most practical things that count. The pyramid is actually a very good structure. If you were in a house that was constructed like this, with triangularity all throughout it, and a lot of houses aren't. I mean, they have them a little bit up on the roof trusses. You'll see some bracing in there and things like that. And there's triangularity in the trusses that you'll see on the roofing. But it's not really generally found throughout the house as much. And actually, this really gives a lot of strength to the structure. These type of houses would be very much weatherproof and destruction proof in a lot of different ways. A tornado hitting this house would have a tough time, because it wouldn't hit it like a sail. It would just fly right off the top of it because it's coming in on an angle. It works like sloped armor compared, going against artillery shells. That was something, this principle of the triangle is actually even deflects the wind in a lot better. It's even like in World War II, they had the German Tiger tanks, and they had a very straight vertical armor. And then here came the Russian T-34 tank with sloped armor. Well, the round bounced off of it. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be armor-proof, but I'm just saying that's exactly how the wind and weather and extreme tornadoes would work against a structure like this. It's actually very, very practical. Satanic, I think that's a bunch of hype put out there by your favorite conspiracy theorist, Alex Jones. And yeah, I think some people are into that stuff, but that doesn't mean a damn thing about the triangular structure in a pyramid structure. Now, another one that's been around a long time, and this is actually a modern house that's found in Florida. Now, this is actually something that would be extremely weatherproof, because it's the dome structure. It's the dome, but actually what it incorporates is the arch. The arch is one of the strongest things out there. It's been used throughout Roman architecture in the ancient world, and they built a lot of great structures with it. Like you could see this aqueduct. I don't know where this is exactly, but it's an ancient Roman structure. I think it probably passes through Spain or France. It's not probably in Italy. but it was built during the Roman eras, and actually basically all of Europe at that time was part of Rome. And it's something that, you have evenly distributed forces, so the forces right here are pushed down onto the columns themselves. It's not actually in the middle. They're actually brought outward and then downward into the earth. It's a very ingenious structure, and that's exactly how the dome house works. And also it works to deflect wind and weather and tornadoes and stuff like this. You can have the same exact materials in a different design. If this house was rectangular and it was put near the water, I think this is actually near the beachfront, what would happen is it can be much more easily destroyed, because the forces are not only being deflected, not being deflected away. In other words, the force of the wind would come to the side and be deflected upward, but also the side forces are being able to be pushed down on the opposite wall, just like the pyramid would work the same way. It's not like pushing inward on one wall and then the structure is being pushed outward. It's actually being pushed down on the opposite wall. The same way the pyramid works is also the same way the geodesic dome works. Now, as far as all these dumb superstitions about the pyramid, they are stupid as all hell. I don't know what the hell to say about some of these theories out there. There's probably people into the cult that are into pyramids, but actually the origin of some of these ancient structures on Earth that are more than 10,000 years old probably aren't from people. I'd have to say that, as crazy as it may sound. And the reason it's not really crazy is because the damn things were built in such a precise manner with such big, heavy stones, in some cases well over 40 tons, that we don't have anything that can lift them, let alone cut them in exact geometric proportions that they need to fit into the structure, and move them, in great length. So I don't think people built the damn things in the first place. So I don't know if these wackos want to think that that's some kind of occult satanic symbol. Let them think whatever the hell they want. Whatever they want. It's all superstition. They're nuts. But as far as this structure being a bad structure, hell no. It's one of the strongest structures going around. A triangle, which is, basically the pyramid, or the dome, which is basically the arch. Fantastic structures. Actually, we should build damn houses like this today. We should, using these techniques. It's like you're going to get a little less room out of them, but they're going to be indestructible. And that's really what you want. Because, you notice what happens even in the Midwest, also in Florida, even in California with earthquakes and things like that. These type of structures would hold up much better than anything. So, and you're looking back here, this is a Roman aqueduct built hundreds and hundreds of years ago, still standing. So, what does that tell you? Do it right, you only do it once, right? That's the way to do things.